Never let someone be your priority if you're merely their option. The pivotal days in life are your birth and discovering your purpose. As I learn more about humanity, my affection for my dog grows. Steer clear of those who diminish your dreams. Petty individuals do this, while the truly great inspire you to reach greatness. When you find yourself in agreement with the majority, it's time to stop and think. Honesty frees you from the burden of memory. Noise is meaningless. A hen may crow as if she's laid an asteroid, not just an egg. Avoid debates with fools. They'll lower you to their level and win with experience. Wrinkles should map where smiles have been. Approach health books with caution. A misprint could be fatal. The deepest loneliness is discomfort with oneself. Quitting smoking is simple. I've done it countless times. When friends compliment your youthful appearance, it's a sign you're aging. Be loyal to your country always, and to your government when it earns it. Don't lament aging. It's a gift many are denied. Kindness is a universal language, perceptible to all. Optimism, even if occasionally misplaced, is preferable to perennial pessimism. Through effort, we can learn to withstand hardship. Only after a quarter century of marriage do individuals truly understand perfect love. If everyone were content with themselves, there would be no heroes. We encounter people who forget us, and we forget those we meet, but occasionally, we meet those we cannot forget. These are our friends. Regarding the distinction between humans and donkeys, some argue there is none, yet this does a disservice to the donkey. To make something desirable to a man or boy, simply make it hard to obtain. A man who doesn't read is no better off than one who cannot. April Fool's Day serves as a reminder of our nature on the other 364 days. A banker is someone who loans you an umbrella on a sunny day but wants it back when it starts to rain. Always admit your faults openly. This will catch those in authority off guard and give you a chance to make amends. The ability to discern right from wrong showcases human intellectual superiority, but the inability to do wrong reveals moral inferiority to creatures incapable of such actions. A man who is a pessimist before age 48 knows too much. If he's an optimist afterward, he knows too little. My experiences with people have taught me that one of the easiest ways to make an enemy is to do a stranger a kindness, burdening them with an irritating sense of obligation. Forgiveness is like the scent a violet gives off when crushed by a heel. If you must swallow a frog, don't look at it for too long. Maintaining health requires eating what you dislike, drinking what you don't want, and doing what you'd rather not. They're not making land anymore. Do something daily that you'd rather not do. This is the golden rule for learning to fulfill your duties without discomfort. Life is fleeting. Break the rules. Forgive swiftly. Kiss tenderly. Love deeply. Laugh without restraint, and never regret the moments that bring you joy. The absence of money is the root of all evil. Always heed your parents when they are around. This is the wisest long-term strategy, for if you don't, they will ensure you do. Worrying is like repaying a debt you never incurred. In 2 decades, you will be more regretful of the chances you didn't take than those you did. There is no simple or swift path to happiness. There is no specific starting point. Where you stand now is the ideal place to begin. Everyone has a hidden side, like the moon, which they never reveal to anyone. Among all creatures, humans are uniquely capable of cruelty. We are the only ones who inflict pain for the sake of pleasure. It is our circumstances that shape us, not the other way around. Humankind was created at the end of the week's labor when God was weary. Truth should be presented with care, like a coat, not forcefully, like a wet towel thrown in one's face. The challenge lies not in dying for a friend, but in finding a friend worthy of such a sacrifice. It's peculiar how the ignorant and inexperienced so frequently and undeservedly triumph when the knowledgeable and seasoned fail. All you need in life is a blend of ignorance and confidence, and success is guaranteed. Let's live in a way that even the undertaker will be sorry to see us go. The secret to progress is simply to begin. Always choose what is right. It will please half of humanity and astonish the rest. Don't go through life claiming the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here long before you were. Man will go to great lengths to be loved, but he will stop at nothing to be envied. One often only realizes the true beauty of a beautiful woman after getting to know her well. It's wiser to stay silent and seem foolish than to speak and remove all doubt. My works are like water, while the works of great masters are like wine. Yet everyone needs water. I do not fear death. I was dead for eons before I was born, and it caused me no discomfort. A half-truth is the most cowardly form of deceit. When seeking love, use your heart as bait, not your mind. Do what is right, and you will stand out. It's easier to deceive people than to persuade them they've been deceived. A man must not be devoid of morals. It is better to have flawed morals than none. A broken promise is preferable to no promise at all. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to face it and prevail. Fear's actions speak louder than words, though not as frequently. The fear of death stems from the fear of life. One who lives fully is ready to die at any moment. Get your facts straight before you twist them to your liking. Anger is a corrosive acid that can do more damage to the container it's stored in than to anything it's spilled on. Virtue has never been as esteemed as wealth. Few things are more difficult to tolerate than the irritation caused by a good example. Nothing is more in need of reform than other people's habits. Any emotion, if genuine, is beyond our control. How easily a small thing can bring us joy when we feel we've earned it. A man might lack bad habits and yet be worse off. We can win the approval of others if we do things right and try hard, but our own approval is worth 100 times more, and no method has been discovered to secure that. The human race has only one truly effective weapon, and that is laughter. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed. Work as if you don't need the money, dance as if no one is watching, and love as if you've never been hurt. As soon as one finds peace in this world, they move on to worry about something else. When I was 14, I thought my father was so ignorant I couldn't stand to be around him. But by the time I was 21, I was amazed at how much he had learned in just 7 years. Our sin becomes truly terrifying when there's a chance it might be exposed. A sound heart is a more reliable guide than a poorly trained conscience. On our deathbed, we will regret only 2 things: being loved too little and traveling too little. There is no such thing as an ordinary life. Memories will one day be beautiful, once the last annoyance that clouds them has faded from our minds. Conscience occupies more space than all the rest of a person's inner being. There are several good defenses against temptation, but the easiest is cowardice. Never argue with a fool. Observers might not be able to tell who is who. The greatest inventor of all is accident. Politicians and diapers need to be changed often, and for the same reason. When people disrespect us, we are deeply offended. Yet, in his heart, no man respects himself very much. A clear conscience is a sure sign of a faulty memory. When I was younger, I couldn't remember anything, whether it happened or not. But now my faculties are failing, and soon I won't remember anything except the things that never happened. It's sad to fall apart like this, but we all must. The secret source of humor is not joy but sorrow. The right word at the right time is more powerful than any word alone. Honesty is the finest of all the forgotten arts. When angry, count to 4. When very angry, swear. In certain difficult, urgent, or desperate situations, profanity can provide a relief that even prayer cannot. Be careless in your dress if you must, but keep your soul neat and orderly. Prosperity is the best guardian of principles. There is an allure to the forbidden that makes it irresistibly desirable. With the right perspective, a man has no reason to be depressed by disappointment. He should resolve to even the score. There is no more disheartening sight than a young pessimist. We must accept things as they are in this world. The heart cannot be reasoned with. It has its own rules and reacts to things that the intellect would dismiss. Our habits are permanent until we reach 40, then they start to harden. Soon they become set in stone, and that's when the real challenges begin. We should extract only the wisdom from our experiences and leave it at that. When in doubt, tell the truth. It will bewilder your enemies and astonish your friends. Our opinions do not fully develop until we share them with others. Truth is our most precious commodity. Let's use it sparingly. Life is not primarily made up of facts or events. It's the continuous storm of thoughts in our minds that defines it. A man is at his most honest when he admits to being a liar. The exquisitely bad is as fulfilling to the soul as the exquisitely good. Only mediocrity is intolerable. A true gentleman would never reveal an unvarnished truth in the company of ladies. Honesty is the most effective approach, especially when there's money at stake. Some individuals lie even when they're telling the truth. I, on the other hand, tell the truth in a lying manner. The secret to success is turning your profession into your passion. Just as experience can teach us, so can the commission of wrongdoing reveal true morals. I've never been able to tell a lie that anyone doubted, nor a truth that anyone believed. A lie can spread halfway around the world before the truth has even had a chance to prepare. If you choose to be good, be prepared for solitude. Discover a job you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. It's the small conveniences that bring true comfort to life. Using an extraordinary talent is the greatest pleasure in life. To believe in your own bravery is to be brave. You can't astonish someone more than twice with the same wonder. There are those who can do all manner of fine and heroic deeds, except for one: refrain from sharing their happiness with the unhappy. Additional problems often stem from inadequate solutions. In the face of laughter, nothing can withstand the assault. The distinction between the almost right word and the perfect word is significant. It's the difference between a firefly and lightning. It's only human to exaggerate the virtues of the deceased. A person with a new idea is considered a crackpot until that idea proves successful. Regardless of the type of woman, you will find qualities to respect, admire, and love. A baby is an immeasurable blessing and the source of constant concern. Reality can be overcome with a sufficient dose of imagination. Sanity and happiness are an elusive pairing, rarely found together. Censorship is like denying an adult a steak because a baby can't chew it. Those who are happy have the power to spread happiness to others. Thunder is impressive, but it's the lightning that gets the job done. Unexpected money brings joy, but the same amount can turn sour if you expected more. The most fragile of all weak things is a virtue that has not been put to the test. It appears to be a universal rule that those who deserve something rarely get it, while those who don't deserve anything often receive everything of value. Laws are for those of lesser character. Those of higher character are guided by their own sense of right and wrong. We cannot achieve old age by following someone else's path. My habits sustain my life, but they could be your downfall. There are two moments in a man's life when he should avoid speculation: when he cannot afford it, and when he can. Grief can be managed alone, but to fully appreciate joy, you need someone to share it with. It is better to deserve honors and not receive them than to receive honors and not deserve them. A truth is easily dispelled, but a well-told lie lives forever. A patriot is someone who shouts the loudest without understanding what they're shouting about. I've never allowed my formal education to hinder my personal growth. Countless geniuses live and die unrecognized, either by themselves or by others. I'll say, how difficult it is that we must die. A peculiar complaint from those who have had to live. We are always more eager to be recognized for a talent we lack than to be praised for the one we possess. Continuous improvement is preferable to delayed perfection. According to the eternal laws of proportion, nothing that causes us grief can be considered insignificant. The loss of a doll by a child and the loss of a crown by a king are events of equal magnitude. Never reveal the truth to those who are unworthy of it. A full belly is of little value. In a starved mind, I've discovered that there's no sure way to determine whether you like or hate people until you travel with them. The nation is split, half patriots and half traitors, and no one can distinguish one from the other. An elderly person should never share three things about themselves: their illnesses, because the world has its own; their troubles, because they are often trivial to others; and their wealth, because envy is a sharper blade than a pauper's knife. Necessity is the mother of taking risks. The capacity to solve life's problems is what allows us to grow as individuals. Human pride is not worth much. There's always something waiting to deflate it. The most effective way to lift your spirits is to try to cheer someone else up. Good manners involve hiding how much we think of ourselves and how little we think of others. A wise person quietly distances themselves from three kinds of people: those who borrow and never return, those who promise and never deliver, and those who listen but never hear. Being busy is the only true happiness for a human being. Good friends, good books, and a clear conscience — this is the ideal life. I am an old man and have known many troubles, but most of them never came to pass.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to receive great videos every day from the Quotes of Stoic channel. Goodbye and see you again.